From the large cities along Lake Michigan to the beautiful Wisconsin Dells, this state has a diverse offering of activities for everyone to enjoy. This state has blessed the world with Culver's, a fast food chain offering butterburgers, cheese curds, and custard. Unfortunately, all the great things about Wisconsin aren't able to be enjoyed by the men incarcerated at this facility. Wisconsin's Secure Program Facility was built as a Supermax facility to hold inmates that aren't only not safe for society, but also behavior problems in other prisons. Let's get into it. Since communities surrounding prisons are often intertwined, both economically and historically, we'll start by taking a look at the town of Boscobel. Then we'll check some prison facts before moving on to notable incidents and inmates. Known as the wild turkey hunting capital of Wisconsin, Boscobel is situated on the Wisconsin River, which feeds the mighty Mississippi. This is small town America, located in southwest Wisconsin and Grant County. The population is just over 3,000. The town hasn't grown much over the years and had 1,500 people in 1870. An EF3 tornado hit the town on August 7, 2021, the strongest in Wisconsin in a decade, with winds reaching 160 miles an hour, barely missing the prison. The Gideon's International, an evangelical Christian association, was founded in the town. You have probably seen one of their Bibles in a hotel nightstand. They distribute over 70 million Bibles a year. Let's move on to the prison itself. Wisconsin Secure Program Facility. The mission statement for the facility reads, "The Wisconsin Secure Program Facility will safely and humanely house, manage, and control those housed in a secure setting. The Wisconsin Secure Program Facility will also provide individuals the opportunity to acquire skills needed for their eventual progression into less secure correctional environments." The site is located just off Wisconsin Highway 133. Groundbreaking for the facility took place on December 17, 1997, and after almost 2 years of construction, the facility was completed at a cost of $47.5 million. The grounds are 160 acres, with 24 of those being occupied by the prison. The facility is rather imposing. There are no towers because there is limited outdoor movement. There is a fenced-in basketball court with limited outdoor seating. The first inmate arrived at the facility on November 10, 1999. Upon opening, it was named Supermax Correctional Institution. On October 1, 2002, it was officially designated Wisconsin Secure Program Facility. I suppose a less intimidating name. Over the years, several units have been converted from its segregation range to general population use, but it still maintains its maximum security mission. The majority of units are single occupancy with an integrated toilet, sink, and shower. Day rooms are small and timed use of the day room is required. All meals are served in the unit. There is no mess hall. Escape is extremely difficult from this prison. It has a triple layer fence with motion detection on the first layer. The second is a 12-foot electrified non-lethal fence. The last fence has a whopping 4 levels of razor wire. As of June 2022, the facility was holding 359 offenders with an operating capacity of 500. Interestingly, Wisconsin, in their reports, refers to inmates as persons in our care, or PIOCs, something I haven't seen other states use. The average inmate is 40 years old, but ranges from 18 to 79. Almost half of the offenders have a diagnosed mental health condition. 93% have been convicted of a violent crime, a stunning statistic. The facility was built to house the most violent in society. The prison operates on a yearly operating budget of over $25 million. The facility also employs 256 staff, about 2/3 of which are custody staff. Although, as we'll see later, staffing continues to be an issue at this prison. If you are an inmate here, this is a facility you want to transfer out of ASAP due to the restrictive nature. According to the Wisconsin Department of Corrections, inmates are encouraged to display positive behaviors and adjustments to the WSPF correctional setting. Inmates who exhibit appropriate conduct may earn the opportunity to transfer to another facility. Before we move on to notable incidents and inmates, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any new content. Shortly after the prison was built, it faced its first major lawsuit. The ACLU had received numerous complaints from prisoners that medical attention was being denied, mentally ill inmates were not receiving treatment, and repeated use of electroshock weapons. A class action lawsuit was filed in June 2001. The lead lawyer on the action commented, "Today we hope to shed light on an extraordinary institution. The Supermax is more of an experiment in sensory deprivation than a prison. After 2 years of court maneuvering, a settlement was approved in the Western District Court of Wisconsin. The label Supermax was removed from the facility. The incarcerated there were provided with improved medical care, reduction of electronic control devices, and increased recreation and programming. Staffing levels have been an issue at the prison since its opening, but it has been even more pronounced over the last couple of years. As of January 2023, the current position vacancy rate is 32%. With almost 1 in 3 positions empty. How can a prison operate like this? One staff member was quoted as saying, "Everyone works OT damn near every day. It's super safe for staff and inmates when we are all like zombies." The state is so desperate they are offering a $2,000 sign-on bonus and additional incentives to work at the maximum security institutions in the state. In July 2015, a correctional officer, Cheryl Bartles, was charged with 26 counts for offenses related to having a sexual relationship with an offender and trafficking with him. Bartles would tell investigators that the inmate was her boyfriend and they planned on being together when he was released from prison. She would plead guilty and be sentenced to 18 months behind bars. At sentencing, she would say, "I do ask for some leniency on your part. What I did was wrong. I know that." The warden would react to the sentence by stating, "Miss Bartles selected and groomed an incarcerated person over a 2-year period who is half her age. This is not about 2 people falling in love, but of a staff person using her authority over an inmate." Clint Blaha, a man from northeast Wisconsin, was sentenced to 15 years in prison for methamphetamine distribution. Blaha's disciplinary records while in prison led him to the Wisconsin Secure Program facility. In September 2022, he would attack a correctional officer during a visit. He repeatedly hit the officer in the head and beat him with a plastic chair. In the first 6 months of 2021, there were 4 assaults at the prison, 2 of which were on correctional staff. There have been several notable inmates to spend time here. Maybe one of the most famous prison murders of all time was that of Jeffrey Dahmer, which was committed by Christopher Scarver. Scarver, who is currently incarcerated in a prison in Colorado, was housed at this facility from April 2000 to August 2003. Scarver murdered Dahmer on November 28, 1994 at Columbia Correctional Institution. Scarver was incarcerated at a federal prison following the conviction due to security concerns. Upon the opening of the Supermax facility, Scarver was immediately relocated here. According to Scarver in a lawsuit filed, he said he was abused by staff and his mental health deteriorated. He won his lawsuit and was transferred out of the facility. Although the mission of this facility has changed since its inception, it is still one of the most restrictive prisons in the Wisconsin system. Offenders are often sent here after having behavior and disciplinary issues at other prisons. Given the original intention of the prison, it is not exactly meant to be a prison that offers programming and recreation activities. We will have to see what Wisconsin intends to do with this prison in the future. Let me know in the comments if you think there should be Supermax prisons in the US. As always, see you next time.